about virtual residency. The idea is you are a resident in your place and you get paid because there are funded virtual residency. And you help your own community. I found one is branded. I think is. Do you know the brand Posca?
Posca? Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Esra.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah, we were telling about virtual residency.
Artist residency in general, but specifically virtual ones. And Greg was just telling that he found out there's one virtual residency sponsored by Posca.
Yeah, in fact, it's not really virtual, it's online. It's just that you are paid to do something in your community by the brand. So you are branded residents in your community, and Posca, I think there's another brand, is Posca and TED. They are paying you and then they are using your
work,
your
material.
visual, your work.
Adobe and WeTransfer also used to have this program.
Yeah.
WeTransfer one was actually very cool. A friend of mine got the payment from them.
Wow, how much?
Yes.
There's also one in
It was 1,000 per month, 1,000 euros.
Oh, that's good.
Wow, that's good because you don't have to move. You can combine with your work, with your family commitment. That's pretty cool.
There's one in Germany also that I applied for a few years ago. But it costs money.
It costs money.
It costs money.
Yeah.
I thought like they give you money.
Yeah, that would be really nice.
The sponsor, but then you carry their brands and they can use your work for their own advertising and this and that. So
it was kind of legitimate, and that it would have been positive. But
you were saying that you were doing an online poetry artist residency. So tell us about the poet residency.
Okay, it was with a publisher, Sundress Press, here in the States. I think it was in Oklahoma. It's like, let me get my screen back. Never mind. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's all that counts. It was a 2-day retreat, and they covered. They had 2 poets from who had extensive credentials and teaching experience. So each of them gave a presentation and prompts. So they did a little talk and then some writing exercises, which was very helpful because, you know, every artist approaches things from a different perspective. So you learn how other people are doing things. And then there was the director gave a talk about the publishing industry.
Mm-hmm.
So from the insider perspective, which was very helpful because I hadn't been in the poetry realm for a few years, and things change. And now with AI, things are very different. So I learned a lot about how to approach publishers differently and what their pain point was.
And they are pro AI or against it in general?
Excuse me?
Are they pro or against AI in general?
Your people in the symposium.
Against?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because basically their inboxes get flooded, and it takes a lot of time to read through all of that, especially when
Yeah.
you're doing readings.
Anna, you were telling you won't make your residency program this year. It's because of the weather, because you think there will be nobody, or because
Economy.
of economy?
I think, yeah, I think it's the economic strain on just, Americans are so well off in general, but
Yeah.
even so, artists have such a fragile economic reality. And I think, I'm going to try again. I'm going to send out more emails. And in general, what we do for our residency is we reach out to everybody who has been at the residency and we ask them, could you suggest other people? Because we do not advertise. Our residency is not, it's very quiet. We only have one person at a time. And we feel we give very good value, but we do charge a small fee per night just to cover air conditioning and the janitorial and things like that.
Can I ask how much?
How much? $50 a night. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned before.
Yeah, I forgot.
And we provide a lot. We provide a big workspace. And we take people around, and there's a very thriving art community here. So we take people to, the permanent art spaces that exist and the openings and things like that. But we have one person signed up for the fall. So we'll send out again. So, but it's okay. If it doesn't fill this year, we'll just take a break. And it might even be good to take a break.
How long is your residency?
We require at least 10 days. So that's 2 weekends and a week in between. But we recommend that people stay 2 or 3 weeks if they can. But a lot of people can't because they're working or, just.
Do you extend that sometimes?
Can they extend?
Yeah, because
if there's nobody behind them. So in general, we pretty much stacked people, like 2 a month or, and so we have a little bit of time in between to clean the residency. It's an little apartment. And so, yeah.
What do you provide besides the community?
The apartment and a workspace. We do not provide food.
I meant artistically.
Artistically, so we live in the Mojave Desert next to Joshua Tree. So it's a very beautiful place. We have no neighbors. So we have 5 acres but we have a lot more space. So a lot of people who come here make environmental art or earth art. And so they'll do installations. They'll either find natural materials or a lot of times people find trash that is in the desert because a lot of people just dump things in the desert and it doesn't rot because it's so dry. So we have a lot of metal. Like the last person who was here, she found an entire mattress. She was a sculptor and she made all kinds of, she dissected the mattress and then she made all kinds of sculptures out of springs, the pieces of the mattress, and she left a couple of them for us.
So is the purpose of the residency to complete a project while there?
We have no requirements. If people and we actually, we bring literary artists are allowed to come and musicians. Sometimes musicians come because people can practice here in the middle of the night because it's farm. We have an oasis and they can play in the middle of the night and bother no one. So, but we do not, if people just want to come here and rest and read, we're fine with that.
Cool.
Oh, that's nice. That's a very, I know that your like the highlight of your residency is the physical space, like how beautiful, how thriving the community physically around. But have you thought about converting it in a way to do it virtually? Because since, let's say, people are not able to travel, either during certain economic situation or weather, or any others perhaps reason they couldn't travel? Maybe if there is a way to.
Yeah. Not that too much. Like I do some mentoring already. Like right now I'm mentoring a young woman connected with the college that I went to. It was interesting. The college, which was a liberal arts school, reached out to alumni and said they were providing a program for anybody who had graduated in the past 5 or 6 years. And alumni could mentor them. And so I said, sure, I'll do it. And so they connected me with a young woman who was not an art major when she was at college. And it's really interesting because she attended college during the pandemic. And I think during the pandemic, is that count?
Yeah, no, Alice is coming. Yeah. Probably you have a fan or something in the background
that is doing this.
So when you're not talking, I will mute you because it's covering everybody's sound.
Oh, okay, no problem.
I think it's a fan.
And I think you have to unmute you. No, it's
Alice's fan.
Oh.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's she attended college during the pandemic, and I think she got lost in the shuffle, and she chose the wrong course of study. So she became a psychology major or something like that. And then she got so far along, she couldn't stop it. All the while she was thinking, I should be studying art, And so she graduated with the wrong course of study. And now she got a job and she finds herself very unhappy. And so now she reached back out and she's rediscovering. She thought, oh, I have to do another bachelor's in art. And I said, no, don't do that. That's too expensive. If you need skills, you already have a bachelor's. If you need skills, go to community college, and that's what she's doing. She's taking a painting course and she's learning her skills. She needs some skills, just to be honest about it. I looked at her art and I was like, whoa, but she's very articulate. She knows what she wants. She's interested and she's going to get those skills. But there's no reason to spend another huge amount of money going back and getting her another bachelor's. And then later on, if she wants to go and get her master's, that would be another choice. But I told her, no, you don't need another bachelor's. It's, there's so many self-taught artists now that don't have that education. It's just not necessary. And she does not necessarily want to be in the high art world, the gallery world. She wants to be more, I think, involved in community. And so I do some mentoring And I actually, somebody who had attended our residency just recently asked me to walk through her exhibition in Los Angeles with her because I hadn't been able to go to LA to see it. And so I did. And she asked me about, because I had seen her, I knew her work. She had been here. And so I was able to walk through the exhibition with her and talk about it with her, and respond to it. And so, yeah, I do some of that. To protect my time a little bit. So.
And before you were telling me if I'm not wrong, when we discussed about the residency, I was telling let's try to market it with very private gallery, and then you were telling me I just want people I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Did that change or is?
We still have to have that personal recommendation. So like if any of you recommended somebody, because our residency is attached to our house and there's a door and it's not locked. So, the person, we respect the spaces, but the person could come into our house if they wanted to. And so we need to know that the person has a personal recommendation. Okay. It has nothing to do with the level of their artistic potential or anything like that. We take people who are at the very beginning, of wanting to explore being an artist. And Alice, what we do, because I'm a former educator and then my husband also is in the arts and he's a curator. And so we do a lot of mentoring too. So we'll have dinner together and, talk about the work and So yeah, we do a lot of personal mentoring like you do, Mo and Greg. So I think that's the value. It's the value of our residency is both the physical space and the time with us.
Yeah, the knowledge, the expertise, and some networking, and all of that.
Mentoring.
Yeah, that's also what the highlight of our residency is through mentoring, and we dedicate 1 hour a day to the artist in resident. So actually, this model is easier to convert it into a virtual online residency because it's our time. It's not the physical space that is so attractive. I mean, it's a regular artist residency. I think it's the average. If you average out all the luxury and the ghetto style, we're right in the middle, the average, which is, enough space to live, enough space to work, but not a luxury, enough close to the city center, but not in the dead center. So it's a bit of, average of everything. So the mentoring is the highlight. So I was thinking, actually, it would make sense to do
It's called coaching and so on.
Online artist residency, like league of a community of different artist residencies join forces to make it online, right? But then, like Greg just said, then that would be called coaching. That would not be called residency.
Or mentoring.
Yeah, like what Alice was describing about the last weekend, 2 days, the publisher, the other poets, they were sharing knowledge. And I was like, that sounds like a symposium, a typical 2-day PhD symposium, which I attend for my study. I was like, that's very much like a symposium. Why people call it residency? But then in the art world, it will be more called residency, I guess, to attract people because the people are familiar with it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm worried about art education just because of some of the things that are happening in the States, which are, they're going to be tying financial aid to go to college to ROI, which is ridiculous. It's return on investment. And so they want, when somebody graduates with either an associate's degree, which is a 2-year degree, or a 4-year degree, they want people to have a certain salary, which is for the arts. That's completely unreasonable. You just can't manage that. And I'm pretty worried that some arts programs will disappear because of that. And also then there's this other thing that's coming that's called the enrollment cliff, which is people aren't having children. And so college students are disappearing. Right now it's affecting the K through 12 system, and everywhere across the States, and I know across the world, schools are closing. And it's very upsetting to people. It's neighborhood schools.
Not in China.
In China as well.
It's
okay. I'm wrong.
Yeah, in China as well. We have the lowest birth rate of our nation's history, as well as one of the lowest in Asia.
School are closing?
Yes.
Yeah.
For example, we say the village schools are nowhere to be found anymore. We have no village schools, and we have now only county level schools. Like county is below the city for us. The schools are disappearing in the smaller ones.
Yeah. And because I'm a trustee at a community college, my job is to make sure that college continues to exist to serve the students. But so we're going to have to start serving older students, because the younger students are disappearing. And we can serve older people, people who are coming back, but they often do want degrees. They want to study arts because they maybe spent their career doing something they didn't want to do. And now they want to come back and learn to be a poet or, a musician or a fine artist, a visual artist, or get involved in theater. But then if the government is not going to allow these programs to exist because they're going to starve them of money, where will the art education be provided? Maybe it's up to us, in the private sphere to do it. I don't know.
Maybe.
That was exactly the conversation I had last week in London in a art exhibition hosted by a nonprofit. And there was this front desk person. She's a volunteer. She's involved in this nonprofit. She's an artist in residence. They give out subsidized art spaces to artists and ask them to give back their time, like a few hours a month. to host events or to coach other young artists. So it's like a community. And this person told me, she's about 40, late 40, early 50. And she said, when I was young, art education is free. And right when I graduated, people started charging. Even first they charge foreigners, and then now they charge everybody, local and foreigners, this and that. So it's devastating, because if there's no art education, there are not working class people in art. And her main protest is, if there's no working class in art, art is an elitist game and it's bad for everybody. That's her need, that's her tagline. But I was like, if this person, let's say not just in the UK, everywhere in the world is happening, and let's say if this person come from a family that has not a house, not a car, and not food, it's irresponsible to shuffle him into an art career just to find him no jobs 4 years later, right? So it's kind of devastating for the family, because, hey, you're misguiding your students to say, go on this career, it's free, go, go, go. And then after what, right? And then she was very abrupt and stopped me. And she said, no, we don't have those people in the UK. And I was like, you don't have poor people in the UK? But she said, so she was just basically saying, middle class, we need to be artists. We need to have free education for art. And we need middle class, we need help, and we need all the resources. But I was like, what about the poor people? And she said, they don't exist. We don't have that in the UK. Not anymore. And I'm like, I disagree. I'm pretty sure that, I did see some homeless under the bridge. Was I dreaming last night? And, like,
you didn't tell that.
I didn't tell that because she's volunteer. I mean, she did her part in the community. She was there, okay? If she's drinking beer and telling everybody else go volunteer, I agree that, okay, she needs to, wake up. But she was doing her part. But I understand that the limits of a community is people think for their community, and often they exclude certain people outside of their community. So there's no greater good. There's great good, not greater good, because we have our limitations. Because I come from lower than middle class. I didn't have food, cars, and a family house when I was young. So I don't understand people who does, in a way. Not completely.
I mean, the answer is that, the arts need to be compensated, so that's a hard thing to do. I mean, my son, who went to an art school, all his friends were rich. And so he's now graduated, and he is looking at all his friends who are being supported by their families, and he has to work. So he really is having a harder time than his cohort, but
it's called, it's related to Maslow's pyramid of needs. Like, originally art, the art we know is linked with what we call liberal arts. And liberal arts is because there is slavery. So people work for you, and you can have idle time to think, to write poetry, and to do art. So machines replaced slavery, and machine used fossil fuel and carbon energy. So we are going down in this surplus. So when the surplus is going down, everything that is at the top of the Maslow pyramid of needs, the things we need the least, they disappear simply. There is nobody can stop that. In history of civilizations, it has always been the same. So we are facing something in art. Is we're in a bubble. We see the consequences in art, but in fact the consequences are global.
Yeah.
And art is really not a problem when food won't come. And the trap of contemporary art, that's even worse, is contemporary art made art useless. That many artists, they say you have to make it question and this is really good when you have a lot of surplus and all of that. But when there's need, the art that will be useful, like propaganda art, communication art, all these things, they will be useful. And someone who did who did like design work or communication work and excellent in making images today will be paid by a government or by a big company. But someone telling my art is just for me and it's about questioning the world, it won't exist in the next 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, and there's craft. So there's so many different art worlds, you know.
Making visual things. That's why art, I put it on the side, visual expression. There are people damn good at that, and they are paid by very good companies or very good, like very powerful governments. They are needed. But just to work for yourself and questioning the world, and it won't work. I think we are coming in that way, personally. Yeah. Architecture also is visual art, and you need them, especially when the government has problem with economy. The architecture can change everything among people.
Morality.
So all of them, these people crafting things are very useful. But the model they follow right now, it might disappear the next 10 years.
Change will be good, but I mean, trying to teach people that entrepreneurship, you know, that when you give them the art education, you have to teach them the business. Yeah. You know, you have to give them those schools. And traditionally, art schools and art departments, academics don't ever touch that.
Exactly.
It has to start to
except economies, they didn't see the burst of real estate in 2008. They didn't see it, 90% of them. So economists, business, they don't see anything coming. It has been proven because they are following the big companies and they are going for profit. So the next one, they won't see it likely. So I'm in strategy. For me, strategy is to prepare before, as an artist, to prepare before it comes. So that's why I'm on that questioning and trying to find solutions. For me, is really something doing practical that is useful art and collective, like working in team and trying to have an idea and to build something in the same direction that is useful. But that's my own idea.
When you say useful art, can you also consider art utile Tanya Bruguera kind of like socially engaged art, like it is literally useful? Like it is still depending on institutional fundings, other fundings, but do you also consider them? It's not just for
that's why
companies or communications, but
that's why I really would want Alessandro to meet to join us.
Oh God, Alessandro Rolandi.
So I think yes, but 90% of them, like in any job, like 90% of doctors are not good. So
you mean the medical doctors?
In social impact, there are so many bad people who are just smelling their own fart. But there are good people, and I think Alessandro may be one of them.
You don't know him enough to say that yet.
Yeah,
yeah. So
he's very welcome to come.
Yeah, but
we forget to send you a selfie, Mo. Like every time we say like, oh, we should send a photo to Mo, but then we start talking and we never stop. But I am about to start the residency
in Milan.
In Milan. Yeah, the factory manager is not.
So how are you gonna do
so
it?
Lovely, but I will do. First, I will interview the workers. Although the factory manager keeps saying employees, it's like expat immigrant kind of language that just reveals the hierarchy. Then I will go in September, like because there is this girl who is doing her PhD in ESCP, École Supérieure Commerce Paris, like one of big business school in Paris. She's getting paid by her uni, but she will assist me in the process. Like she will become my assistant. So I feel so much responsibility. That's why I cannot like really openly fight with this manager guy. So we set everything based on her schedule. She has like some symposium in Brazil in the middle, but in general it will be like September, October, Thursday and some Fridays. And I proposed the project, although like I don't want to push a project because my approach is like I'm trying to develop some frameworks about participatory projects and the ethics and co-working, and also I'm limited with my capacity of working and my artistic interests. So I'm trying to blend all of the things. So after I'll meet with them one by one, I will understand their interest and I will propose other things. But Alessandro wants to keep as experimental as possible. And manager is just being a manager. So I'm somewhere in the middle. We'll see. It will be experimental because it's the first time, because in Gonesse and Beijing they are doing for so long and they are very good at that. Here it is a bit difficult already. With like before starting, it is hard, but you'll see.
So you'll be able to work your day job and then just travel Thursday or Friday. So because Milan is not far, because if you do it in Beijing, in Paris, you would have to stop working for 1 month because you'll be not able to travel that much. So it's perfect, the program.
Yes, that's why actually it works for all of us. I can totally.
So you mean the school that you mentioned is ESCP, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So I think the PhD supervisor is Bureau, Sylvain Bureau.
Yes, the guy is also giving
oh my God,
like lessons to
I know him.
like
I know him personally.
Consultancy to big companies, that how art can be useful. But this girl is an Italian girl. She studied actually in Bologna, and she's coming from art background. She's very brilliant. Then at one, like she was in, her thesis was about participatory projects, but then she worked in some galleries. She decided to study business, doing her PhD there. But she's still like kind of bringing her background, and she finds this supervisor, and that's how it happened. Although I feel already so sorry for her, like because there's like a bunch of KPIs and everything, and how you can measure the impact of it. Like a few artistic workshop in the factory in their performance. I think it is like there's no. I don't see the point of doing a thesis on that. Like data obsessed thesis, of course. Like you can do some methods or something else, but anyways, good. Like it's her problem.
I know. In 2021,
like she's very brilliant. I'm happy to work with Alessandra and work with her in general.
Yeah, so in 2021, I was accepted in a program to work exactly what the girl is working for Bureau in ESCP. And he said, the first year you come here, you learn French, and then from the second year, we can speak French. And I heard that, I'm like running away. I'm like, no!
No, but yeah, she's already living in Paris and she's already in French.
Yeah, so I said, okay, French. I'm like, French is too much, although it says France, but it's like, okay, the only thing I can do is to wear something that says France. I cannot speak so fluently, so cool. Small world, so you can work with the girl, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's a bit difficult, but in general, I think I will also try to expand this framework, and I really like the idea of art being in non-art spaces and art for the workers, by the workers, with the workers, within the workers. Like I'm exploring all these terms, and it is nice, and it is also it could be a different business model. There's this Brazilian girl I know. She launched her business in Berlin. Simply, she's taking children to make them art tour like it is in between urban studies, street art, but also like some institutional visits and things like that. And she's charging parents. So there are like really different creative ways to, as I agree, by the way, Greg, like if an artist does like material research in her studio and means like bioplastic and this ugly stuff, like it's really, really hard. Like I don't see the future of it. But in general, like I think artists are so lonely in this, like it was already not a great system. So I'm not super upset about that contemporary art bubble bursting. Like so many other bubbles are bursting, so it is not concerning me, but it could be even maybe some opportunity to think in differently, because all this, while the bubble bursting, even the soldiers of this system start questioning if there's also much supply than demand. And there are like, maybe we should think art in non-art spaces and non-institutional spaces, and that would be really cool to getting paid like a salary base as an artist, and being there just exists, like in schools, in libraries, in factories, in other spaces. Of course, it is not profitable, and in the KPA is probably it will be 0.000 inefficient. But there will be some people willing to pay for it, like just like buying art.
I mean, you're in Italy, you know that the Catholics, the Vatican, they wouldn't be able to have the power they have today without visual expression. I tried to avoid art, but we can call it art, and Italy is one of the best places in the world for that. And without that, there wouldn't have been any Christianity.
Yeah, I love Catholic iconism.
No, I needed communication.
Yeah, I like iconism of Catholics. I am about to getting a tattoo about that, and I think it's pure art. I would call it art. Why you call it graphic design?
I would call it political communication, aka propaganda, paintings on the roof.
And also, when people get less food, they have less brain time, like less brain efficiency.
Like now.
So they read less, and they need visual expression. So Catholics, they knew that at that time, like the elite had Latin, difficult, rich text for the people who are controlling, and then the others, they had images. So images will be still very important, even if the economy is going.
I mean, this is very, very, very Western way of looking at things. Like people don't have brains, so they look images. Like there are other forms of intellectualism and brain use and forms of knowledge all around the world. But it's okay. I agreed until certain extent.
Starvation in China is always linked with a revolution and the killing of the old king and having a new dynasty. So
I have another kind of good news. I am selected for the first one wasn't a good news for you, Greg?
No, it's not that.
We already know that news because Alexander already told me, so I know that it was not a surprise news. I already told him.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, the Alice and Anna didn't know. So I'm selected for a really cool arts exhibition in Milan, which will be happening end of October. I will have a very busy summer. Yeah, their curatorial team is amazing. They're fun. They have lots of public funding. It is called Art Fair, so also we can do content about it more if you're interested. It's like a bit different model because they get funding from the Comune di Milano. It's like Milano municipality and some private banks and things like that. So they don't care about selling the art.
Yeah.
How unlucky I am, but I would show my video work finally. That's work that was being shortlisted here and there and never gets accepted anywhere. They dedicate each artist. They select 50 artists every year. It's international. And each artist gets their own curator. And my curator is amazing. She's working in one of top tier art gallery in Venice. And she's really, really amazing. So okay, that's good news, but there was another reason I wanted to share with that. They are sharing in their Instagram how they're attracting collectors in a creative way. They explain how they can deduct the expenses from their tax management in a very bite-sized, very understandable form. And that's also interesting, and I'm not seeing so often in that more cool, because it will be in Fabbrica del Vapore in Milano. This is very institutional art fair, and usually they avoid to educate collectors, but they are doing this, and it's really interesting. So that's also maybe a way to coping with art bubble bursts and creating maybe new type of collectors, and they need education. Everyone try to educate artists, but that's educating collectors and creating new generation of collectors are also very important.
Can you put the Instagram in the chat so we can see it?
Yeah.
It's municipality. So most of those creative ways to sell, the problem is the law. For example, there was one artist who created 1 million pixel, and then he's selling each pixel for €1, $1 or something like that. That in China, he would be in jail for a very good amount of years, because it's called the 非法融资, illegal gathering of financial resources, because he doesn't have a banking license to do that. So, I mean, just to say that there will be a lot of, if you speculate on a certain artwork, or if you say we deduct taxes, a lot of times the real constraint is the government not helping. If the government says no VAT on art, voila, then it's great. The artists don't have, pay a lot less trouble, because collecting VAT is a burden for artists to go and chase their collectors. Or if he forgot to do that, he had to pay out of his own pocket, which is 21% of whatever he made. It's extra cost. So I think that would make a lot of sense if the government actually have some policy making, so to kind of make collecting art easier. I don't know. Do you know how to unmute?
No, she can unmute herself.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, Alice, you can, if you want to talk, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk, otherwise I will mute if there's
Okay.
if you don't talk.
Yeah.
Okay, you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Very interesting. Two opposite approaches to a problem from the ladies. I have an approach that kind of serves the emerging artist and the curator at the same time. It's in development, so I don't really know how to talk about it too much, but I'm starting with poets. And then once that gets started and up and running, then I'll open it up to other writers, and then eventually visual artists.
You mean the platform? Can you talk about it? Because I read your platform, but I didn't get completely what it was.
Yeah, because it's still in development, and I'm reaching out to all different kinds of solutions, that that will eventually merge, but focusing first on the poetry because that's how I started.
So it's like a platform which poets can join and can co-publish, like the Airbnb of poets.
Well, under an umbrella of my brand, poets can publish like a portfolio and of growing work. So they're having a presence online where they can build a body of work and without having to do the back-end work. It's all provided by the brand for a price. But once they get their portfolio online and available to the public, then the public can approach them. They don't have to go do marketing or advertising.
That reminds me of Blurb, which is American platform which you could order your own book and photo book. I actually ordered one time with them. So let's say my best friend has a wedding and I'm a photographer. I shoot some wonderful photos with some story and essay and poem and information. I put together on the Blurb website. And then I can print one copy, send it to me. I can print another copy, send it to the wedding attendees. And then I can also put it public. So people, whoever loved this story, can purchase it. And then a part of the proceeds goes to me. So the thing is, Blurb, I don't think they're still running because there are several issues with the business model of Blurb because the cost of doing unique copies is normally too high. Because scalability, if you print 1,000, 10,000, yes, they love it.
Is the drop shipping?
Is the one copy print, and then drop shipping is the similar products to 1 million people, not 1 million different products to 1 million people. Okay, drop shipping has generic products that you can take from China. And also Blurb don't print from China, so that's another thing. That it's cost of ink, of labor, shipping, everything. So I don't think they're active now. I don't know what they're doing, but so I know this similar to what you're saying is a platform. The customer can even directly buy from the platform, even better than the one you described.
Well, there is a publisher, self-publisher that up until recently didn't charge, so I'm part of that. They have a distribution. So basically for a very small amount of money, a poet can publish and be in Amazon and all the traditional places. So that's like one aspect of a vetted community of providers that the brand would make available to the poets. They can sort of like a mix and match. They can choose their own way to make their presence on a website with 4 different approaches based on the 4 different types of poetry readers. So right off the bat, they're not trying to find their audience. It's built in, and they just have to figure out which of the 4 is their style. And then the brand only gets paid other than a monthly fee for the back end through affiliate partners. So it's kind of a it's almost free to the poet. And plus they have to, pay for the experts that they hire to create their presence. But that's all up to them. They can make their own if they want.
Okay.
And it's a premium brand, so there's a limited amount of poets that can apply and be included in the brand.
You should make a pecha kucha.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
You should make a pecha kucha,
Presentation.
a presentation.
I sent you the first part of it.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to add the entrepreneurial side of it, but I
Okay.
will.
Cool.
In addition to the marketing and that the brand does, it's a bit of educational support, because I discovered that through the residency that I just did, the problems that curators and readers face, which is too much to go through, so they need to save time. And if I'm vetting the poets or the artists from the get-go, then the curators and the public knows where to go to find the exact information that they're looking for when they're seeking a certain kind of poetry to read, or support, or a certain style of art, and all of the narrative information that curators would look for when they're seeking artists. So they don't have to go to Instagram right away. They don't have to go searching through galleries and exhibitions. They can, start with us.
I used to be a poet when I was younger. My dad is a writer. So if I were a poet trying to consider your platform and trying to get in, I like the idea of selectiveness, the fact that I will not be put together with who knows who. So that's a good idea. But my question is, okay, for example, we have 55,000 on Instagram and 40,000 on YouTube, me as a poet. And if I join the platform, I want the platform to be bigger than me, right? If the platform has not as much influence as myself, why would I join a platform, right? So I would ask the platform, how much, you said you will bring me 4 types of, I don't care 4 types. Tell me in total, how many people you can bring every month to your platform so that I can have the exposure that I want?
Well, first of all, that depends on the brand's reputation. So I need to establish my art and my poetry as mainstream or close to mainstream, and that's also enhanced with the type of, or the kind of experts that I have in the brand to offer people. So, like I vet all of the people that I recommend. So right away, it isn't just a link. It's somebody I've worked with, or somebody that has an established reputation. So, all those things together, kind of, plus the low cost.
Okay, so when you have more like development of this, because you said it's still in the development, so
Yeah.
you cannot say too much because it's still in the cooking. You don't know which person you work with because they're still not signing yet. Maybe they're considering the contract. So when maybe you can do the pechakucha because you will have like a demo to show and everything. So then you can send us the pechakucha.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll do it live.
Yeah. So this basically for the last hour we were talking about residencies, remote residencies, this and that. And I want to go back to the residency idea or the remote residency. We will have in August, the hottest month in Madrid, artists that you met last get together, Paola, and she is coming to our residency in literally a little over 1 month.
Yeah, but Anna wasn't there.
Yeah.
Wasn't there.
Right. So I'm just saying that there will be she's a psychologist, PhD candidate, doing her PhD the first year, I think, and she's merging art therapy with her artistic practice.
Yeah, but
No, I was there. I listened. I wasn't.
Yeah.
My camera was off, but
I was speaking about you a lot.
Yeah, I couldn't respond, but now the guy is not here.
Yeah, so I was just saying that
sure.
the residency, and because of the political, socio-economical issues between the states and the world as well, so we actually had another one who was supposed to come really soon as well, but she's struggling. The one in Austin, the filmmaker, right? So because it's I was actually pro virtual residency. And I was suggesting to Greg, let's do one edition a year to make a virtual residency, 1 hour Monday to Friday, 1 hour a day, to have a group of artists they can join, they can chat together, share. We can make program. Different people want to pitch their thing or share their knowledge. It's like a mini symposium, but 1 hour a day for 20 sessions a month. So that's like what we do for artists, but online. But Greg, when I first had this idea, Greg was like, during the pandemic, we had so much screen time, and now finally people can travel. Why go back online? Like, why stick yourself in front of a chair and table and screen? So he was not so pro online residency idea.
I think there is nothing better than meeting face to face. We are humans.
Yeah, but there's nothing better with 1 million lottery falling from the sky on my head, but it's not happening.
No, it has no cost to meet someone.
It's the cost of this person coming to Spain. Maybe
but you can meet people in the street. Is what I'm talking about. So,
people in the street.
Yeah, you can meet people actually.
Okay.
And screen time is bad. There are many things in communication that doesn't go through the screen.
Okay.
So you can feel it, like you can feel my anger right now. Better if you would be on the other side of the screen.
No, I can feel your anger with your unibrow crossing, and I was like, oh, impressive. Yeah, true.
No, but why you're talking about
I'm
that?
talking about, I was going to propose some kind of cool virtual residency ideas, or if Anna is going to make one, I want to be a part. Or because virtual residency, for example, I can't travel right now because I'm waiting for my thesis to be approved. So I'm bound to Alicante, but I still want to meet people. So I'm online, art related. That's why I was
What do you think, Anna?
Yeah, what do you think, Anna? Virtual residency.
Yeah, I mean, I could think about it. The thing with online education now is it's almost all asynchronous, which is different than what you're talking about. So at least like right now, we're all there talking to each other, and so much art education, I don't know about art education, but so much education is completely depersonalized, only listening to recorded lectures, and it's just awful. I really cannot stand it. So, but I could think about it.
I think it should be a mix of the two. Like what they do in some courses online, like you have actually content you work on, and at the end of a week or at the end of a month you have a talk, because just talking is good. If you need to work and to learn and you have actually working time. So I am more thinking about a course online with actually meetings. Is the formula. No, I never followed this kind of things.
Yeah, in the business school they call it global MBA or executive MBA. So what they do is they do asynchronized content, homework, and then a weekly Friday, Saturday, Sunday online, and then every 1.5 months you fly to one city. So basically during the 10 months they fly to 4 different places, 4 or 5 different places, because there is a summer holiday and that doesn't count. So, but generally every 1 month and a half you meet somewhere like Paris, Milan, and of course they market it as a more luxury, as relaxing. So you don't meet in a school, you meet in a 5-star hotel lobby, and they offer some breakfast and then you network basically. So that's the business school version of hybrid education.
Yeah.
I am doing a program by an NGO based in Berlin right now. It's 8 weeks program. It is extremely useful. The teacher is amazing. It's based on peer learning and people are amazing, but it is very, very, very structured and there's so much homework. And like it's like really overwhelming and I'm doing a lot.
It's not the Italian way.
No. No.
What is the subject?
It's called All About Curating. It's non-governmental, non-profit organization.
And you have a book. You had a book. Is the book related? One time you did show a book.
No, that book was recommended by Christine.
It was.
No, that was
that was
Alessandra's project.
So.
No, it is. No, also there was Christine, but Christine is trying to figure out her lessons, and it is more like one-directional, and she's teaching curatorship. This is not like that, but the main mentor is like she's extremely qualified, and there is like very good selection. People are very ambitious and articulate, and like she really mastered that how to execute this peer learning. But the homework and like the whole program is extremely structured, and there's not so much room of implementation. It's like you have to respond, you have to participate, because if you don't participate, the program collapses. But it's very, very, very nice. So I think also in the residency kind of, because like artist residency to me is like really nice, but you are being with other creative people and you do like creative things all day together. Like being together is by song such a great thing. Online it is not translated in the same thing because you don't have the chance to create together, so you need to create in advance and bring your results. Everyone should bring in similar format. Then also there's like the diplomacy of online presence needs to be super clear, even like the house rules, like the tolerances, discriminative speech, everything needs to be really so structured. Otherwise it's not as efficient.
You have a link also about this one?
Yeah.
Please. And about the Anna, I think about your residency, but it's opinion, okay? But I'm not right. It's a suggestion and an opinion, because I've been working on listing residencies or open calls and things that are interesting to me, and try to communicate it. And I see some residencies that are just normal, and some are very, very niche. And the communication you have on your website about the residency, the place is something very different, very niche. But the proposal is not niche. That means you cannot really touch the sometimes it's better online to touch a very small amount of people but are really into it, and maybe because you have very good skills compared to many artists in politics, in social impact, and also it's related with the weather, and I don't know, but something that is really matching the place you are, and that would be really different from other proposals, that would shine.
Like link with artivism.
And yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like example.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
For example, art and politics, and in the time of weather change, or this kind of things. And I have seen like there is I'm not sure it's in Netherlands or in Sweden. I will communicate about it. There's a residency about quietness, like no internet, no talking, no nothing, and you are in a frozen part in must be
Is it in Iceland?
Yeah, Iceland. I don't know. I mix them all. I never go there. And
the Mediterranean boy will be frozen to death. He doesn't like cold.
So, and but I think there are like people, they would see it on the title and the pitching. They would just 99% like me. They would just not go. But the 1%, they will be really, really into it, I think. And your place is really, really different. It's not about beautiful.
It's
beautiful in a way.
Yeah.
There's only you doing that.
Yeah.
The proposal, no. It should be matching more. You'll be matching the land in your textual language. Like speaking like and writing like a cowboy. I don't know.
I was thinking to call it global warming artist residency, and they're like, it's so hot in here. It's like the title.
And also you are really different. You have a specter of knowledge that many artists they don't.
Yeah.
So that makes you very rich, and your husband as well. So. It's not seen on the website.
I do think that after doing this for like 7 years, 8 years, it needs to maybe change. We need to figure out, because we're losing interest a little bit, like to work, well, if people come, they come. If they don't come, it doesn't matter. I have to figure out how to keep myself still interested in doing the project. So, I mean, also, it depends. When we first moved here, that was the main thing. And now I'm involved in the politics and the education here, have my business, and so I'm much more divergent in my interests here. So I do have to take a look and say, what do I really want personally out of running this residency?
Someone knows an artist involved in politics?
Well,
I don't.
I will wait.
No, he's not involved in politics.
He hates that I say he's in politics. No,
he's not in politics.
He's using political as a marketing tool. Yeah.
It's like you made a big rock, and you need to find the gem. The gem.
Yeah, but some rocks are no gem inside.
Yeah, but there's a gem.
Yeah, right. So you cannot wish. So you have to be.
It's not wish. There is something.
Yeah, but exactly.
Otherwise, I wouldn't.
Right. That's why it's not a rock. It's a gold nugget.
No, the communication is more like a rock.
No, the gold nugget. We say gold always shines. It's a gold rock, because rock you don't know what's inside unless you break it.
Yeah, exactly.
But gold nuggets.
It's a bit
you polish
residency.
And
you don't really know what is inside. You don't know. There's Anna and
okay. So the residency communication is like a rock.
Yes.
Doesn't show what shines inside, but it needs to be gold.
Sharpen.
And also, you just need to develop your as you move along. Things don't stay the same.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It has to, just to keep interest. I mean, if I could, I still haven't been able to get my other project, broken ground, even though I'm closer. But if I could get my development project, I know I would attract artists through that. And then I could have a way to connect artists who come here to my project. Alice, what I'm doing is I'm making an artist design miniature golf course, but and it's, you know, the driver here in this area is tourism. You know, that is how we all make money. You either have to be connected to tourism or you have to be connected to the military base, which is here. But I have just been for 3 years struggling through the entitlement process, and still I haven't passed. So, but anyway.
When are they going to tell you?
I failed engineering 4 times. And so now I'm putting more pressure on my project manager to say, listen, we have to figure this out. You know, why do we keep failing the engineer to pass the plans? So yeah, it's just crazy. Anyway, when I do, I will be shouting it from the rooftops and everything.
It must be exhausting as well.
It's discouraging, it is, and a little frustrating. And so, but you know, development is not easy. It's in the United States, it is so difficult to get anything passed. And so, and it's just so expensive, you know, so.
Yeah.
But if I can move it forward, then that will affect the residency, you know, because it was fun when I had my, so what I did, Alice, was I made an artist design miniature golf illegally on a piece of property, and I said it was my artist studio. And then residents would come and they would be like, I want to do a project. And I'd say, sure, you can do a temporary project in my, and then every weekend people are going to be coming to play miniature golf, and they're going to see you and interact with you if you want to be there. And you can have a little exhibition, you can make a miniature golf hole if you want to. But since I had to close that and move forward legally, I haven't been able to offer that to my residents. So I think that's probably a way that I can move forward with it and keep myself interested in the residency if it gets linked back to that actual physical thing. So, but anyway.
You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did because of the sound.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. The concept is interesting. You may want to explore it in terms of a different type of project.
I'm so deep into this thing, I can't change course right at the moment. I got a very big grant. I got a grant, and I need to keep moving forward. So,
yeah.
Well, there's always a different way to approach it.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
different engineering.
I have to go. So it's been lovely chatting, and I don't think I'll be able to join next month. Ted and I are going to Japan.
Cool.
Yeah, we're super. I've never been, so we're gonna go exploring and see some art and
Cool.
But anyway, so congratulations, Esra, on all this wonderful
Thank
thing
you.
working with you. That's so great. I'm so happy for you. So excellent. Keep us informed and so. But anyway, I'll see you guys soon.
See you next time.
Bye.
Yeah, there's sorry, I'm not you again. There is also Tai, who got very good news about art selected as it was in so she got many grants also, but art was selected and was acquired by a museum.
Local.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
you are the champions, you too.
You two are the champions, the young people growing. Yeah.
Something to look up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope next month when we meet each other again, my thesis would be approved.
Yeah, I hope so too.
After 5 years of doing my PhD, it's like, yeah. And maybe in a few months, Alice's platform is online, right? So
Yeah, it's online now. It's just gonna be better.
Okay, yeah. But now it's just you, no? You want to have different artists joining you, right? So,
Oh, there's another guy.
Yeah, now it's just this sample, an example of how you can do a website.
okay.
Any other suggestions, or we can call it a day? Any idea or something?
Yeah.
Do you have any feedback about the video I sent you?
I didn't have time to look. I went to, I came back from Lisbon. I went to London, and then between I went to Valencia twice, and I'm just about to submit my thesis officially to the school.
Yeah, she had no time for me, so.
Yeah, so I didn't see it, but
No time for you. I meant the one I sent today.
Today.
we didn't see it.
From one of the emails you sent from an announcement.
No, the announcement is emailing system, so you need to write to very private gallery
Or just one of our
gmail.com.
Yeah, or our conversation. We had a previous conversation. You search Mo or Greg, you see our previous email where we emailing back and forth each other. That one.
And if you want, I'm always pushing it one time, it will work. But for now, it's like people are subscribing to it, but nobody's using it. Also because it's not social media. There is a forum where you can post.
And other mutable people.
You go in general discussion and then you post, and then I will make people, because we have a newsletter of like 700 people. Not in the community, but in the newsletter, so I can push things. But for now, nobody is really.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's. I need more time anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, because you said just the first part you sent, so.
Yeah, only 5 slides.
Okay.
And I have it's of my artwork development. Okay. So the connection with the poetry site.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't, there yet.
Yeah, just send it.
Yeah, send it again.
So forum or by email.
Yeah, so we can see it.
Okay.
Yeah. And the same as try if there's anything we can help on, whatever you have, you tell me about.
I'm gonna use you as vetted residency in Spain.
Thank you so much for asking.
Yeah, so Greg is like, if you want, if you have an ongoing project like the one in Milan. She answered?
Yeah.
She said.
Maybe we can do. I mean, right now I'm super busy and I don't need help, but maybe we can do. I can do a picture kucha about the framework I'm developing lately, and I'm waiting for applying on people and also for the residency, so it will be interesting, and I can maybe complete my picture circle.
Yeah.
Why don't you call it Machu Picchu?
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu, Pimichu. And about the listings of textile artists, if you let me, like, you go off, you let me work on it, you don't give me constraints, it's a proposal. And then when I put it like first page on Google, you come back to it.
Okay.
So then because you have no time, but if I wait for you to do anything, I won't. And I really want to advance it. And for now, it's not my priority. But when I go little by little. So with your authorization, I will work on it without.
Yeah, you have all the authorization.
Okay, thank you.
And it's registered, right? It's called registered, so you have all the legal proofs.
Thank you. Okay. So have a good evening and a good weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you. You as well.
Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao. Next time.
See ya.
Ciao.